Hey VC, Jeff here again. I knew when I made my earlier thread video that I'd be doing another one today because I knew that I was expecting a package that I've been waiting months to get. I was a little leery, I was scared because I've been seeing a lot of people show this. It was a pre-order. I've seen a lot of people show it and I'm like, why is mine not coming? I bought mine from a third party, not directly from the company because the company's overseas and shipping and all that. So I bought it from an American company and shipping was a little cheaper and the cost was roughly the same. But anyway, the mailman has come through. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Now, yeah, it's not a huge box of records. But anyway, I am going to get into this. And so let us get these out. I've got it scored, but I'm going to have to take some of this out. So. There's two. All right, so let's see. What we're talking about here are the recent reissues from Quiet Riot. These are the Quiet Riot 1 and Quiet Riot 2, as they're known. They're albums that were recently reissued on vinyl, CD, etc. And I picked up the box sets. So now, if you're not familiar with this era, most people, most everybody knows of, Mental Health and Beyond and Quiet Riot in America and all this. And of course, this is the earlier stuff, 1978, 1979. And the thing that was key about these is they had Randy Rhodes on guitar. I'm pretty sure most anybody that watches my channel probably knows all of this, but for those who don't, these are, this is the Randy Rhodes year, and we'll see volume 2 in a minute. But anyway, well, let's go ahead and just tear that up too. And then with volume 2, we have, of course, Randy Rhodes. But we've also got Rudy Sarzo coming in, who we know he, later was in Quiet Riot for the follow-up albums in the 80s after Randy Rhodes passed. If I remember correctly, I don't know if Rudy actually played on this album, but he did appear on this album. Anyway, these are the box sets from No Remorse Records. The box set includes a CD, a silver vinyl record, and poster, exclusive cassette tape, and a logo patch, so you can see. I decided to splurge on the box sets just because they're such pivotal albums, something that, was a grail for most of us all the time, trying to get... Back in the day, back in the 80s, when Mental Health came out and we first learned about these albums, my friend did track down a copy of Quiet Riot 2. They were pretty readily available through mail order back in the day. We could never get volume 1 very easy. They were in Japan. They were Japanese imports only, but we had found people who sold 2, so we had heard 2. And of course, these have been bootlegged on CD. They've been released in various forms, pieces of them, but these are official licensed editions finally. And they've been reissued on vinyl and everything. And yeah, they comes with an insert, original vinyl back cover. We just saw that. Photo of the band on the front there. Pictures of the bands. Now, if you're not, there is a Randy Rhodes documentary now that you can rent on Amazon Prime. And it has a ton of this era stuff when he was in the early Quiet Riot days and everything, and just the mark that he left on the scene at the time, and the influences he had, and him and Eddie Van Halen's back and forth stuff. Got a poster. We got that cover already. We can take a look at that. The album's in a polylined sleeve, very nice. And it is on silver as described. It is heavy duty, assumingly at least probably 180 gram, I guess. Maybe getting close if not. And yes, I understand. I mean, I've heard most of these songs, and obviously, they are different. So it's not like these are the most, it's just nice to have this Randy Rhodes era finally, somewhat official. It's got a story here, a little story booklet. Told from Kelly, the bass player there. Quiet Riot Deluxe box set numbered. I got 184 of 200. Only 200 box sets. All right, I'm not going to rip all of these open, but we got the CD. As you can see, they're in a nice little foam-lined box. You got the cassette, you got the CD, and this foam-lined box. Cassette. I have a feeling I may not end up opening those. I've got the tracks. I know some of the tracks because when Kevin DeBro put out the Randy Rhodes Years Quiet Riot album years ago, they kind of remixed, retweaked some of the songs. And I understand that some of the tracks on these were taken from those remixes. So these are not flat out 100%. From what I understand, they're not exactly replicas of exactly the way that they were on the original releases. The patch. But that a couple of the songs have come from those redone reissues. Alright, and then we got Quiet Riot 2. Same thing, CD, silver record, cassette tape, logo patch. Get the baseball card looking things. You can see the football cards, I guess. They got football theme on there. This patch is kind of green to match the cover there. And it's got the cassette, as usual, and then the CD. Alright, let's take a look here. Again, we've got story. I wonder if this is the same story or if maybe it's a story behind the album. Kelly Garney interview. Maybe the same one interview. Deluxe box set number 167 of 200. And let's get into this. Everything's going to be about the same. Beautiful reproduction of the album cover. Graphics look crisp and clear. Additional photos. Photos again of just photos from the time frame. Lyrics. Of course, lots of highlights of Randy Rhodes. Alright, and I assume this is a poster that looks like the album cover for this one. And the same thing, silver. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Like I say, I knew they only had 200 of these made. I know they sold out on the No Remorse website, and I know I pre-ordered mine, and then people were getting them, and I noticed that mine had not even been shipped from the company to the company I bought it from in Florida. And I was a little worried because if they sold out, I'm assuming they had laid enough aside for that. But you know, you never know. So it was kind of scary. And then I'm like, okay, it's been a couple weeks. People are showing them. And I'm not even getting noticed that the ones that my company was expecting hadn't even been shipped from the No Remorse place. And then all of a sudden, okay, it had been shipped. I'm like, whoo, yay. A couple days later, it was received. A couple days later, it was mailed to me. And then here we are a couple days later. So, yay, I did get them. And like I said, there's only 200 of them. They're pretty much hard to find now. And I'm glad to have them. So, again, a little classic history. They are, you know, interesting time frame, interesting era, and just great to have some additional Randy Rhodes playing and material on official releases, or officially releases from licensed from the people who own the Quiet Riot band name. So, anyway, if you hadn't heard these, check them out. I'm sure there's still CD available stuff, and there may be even individual vinyl, but the box sets are gone. But you can still get the individual pieces from various places. So that's all for now, though. Thanks a lot for watching. Great stuff. I'm glad to have these. I'm going to get these on the turntable and spin them for a little bit, and we will see you later. Rock on and rock hard.